Last season in the Liqui Moly Pro Sportbike Championship, Sebastien Tremblay cruised his way to the title, winning every race and securing his first national #1 plate. In 2022, a crop of new, up-and-coming riders will seek to fill the void that Tremblay's ascension to the Superbike ranks has left. Who will come out of the shadows and climb to the top of the box? And welcome to Grand Bend Motorplex. Welcome to Race 1, Round 1 of the 2022 Liqui Moly Pro Sportbike National Championships. Missing this year is Sebastien Tremblay and his #1 plate, but it leaves the field wide open. The 2022 Liqui Moly Pro Sportbike Championship is presented by Joe Rocket, Traction Heavy Duty Parts, and BS Battery. As the riders head out on their warm-up lap, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a new color commentator with TSN coverage this year, Michael Leon. Welcome aboard, buddy.
Thanks, Frank. I'm very excited to be here, excited with this new challenge. And on our starting grid here, we have David MacKay, who set a blistering pace with a record lap yesterday. On the third row, we have Brad McRae. This is his rookie pro season in sport bike. And filling out the last row, we have Rob Kipping, a local sore rider who's riding a Triumph.
Thank you, Michael. And there we have Will Hornblower. There's Trevor Dion on the #20 bike. And Hannah has more on David MacKay.
Thanks, guys. David MacKay, number 82 on his Fast Company Kawasaki, is looking to clinch his first national pro sport bike win this weekend. However, he is going to have some tough company as Trevor Dion qualified second yesterday, and this is his local hometown track. So we'll see what happens. Back to you guys.
Well, here we go for the first Liqui Moly race of the 2022 season. The field is under starter's orders. We look to the Bickle Racing lights coming on. When those lights go off, the action will start. The lights are hanging in there for a long time. They finally go out, and the field has launched, and it is David MacKay who has jumped into the race lead. Trevor Dion running in second spot, and Will Hornblower and
not a great
start.
Not a great start for Will Hornblower there. I think he's in fifth right now.
Oh, tough break for Will Hornblower. And he has enjoyed a little less luck than perhaps he could have. That was actually Louis Rafa.
Yeah, we have him rejoining at the back of the grid. I think he ran off straight at the start, unfortunately for him. He's got a lot of work to do.
In through the carousel, and Dion is all over MacKay. Those two riders getting a little distance already. If I'm not mistaken, that is Leclerc on the Yamaha, if I'm not mistaken, running in third spot.
And here's, Vieira tried him up the inside. Close. That was a very close call, almost a replay of one of the crashes we had back here in 2019.
Jake Leclerc has a very distinctive style. He's one of those riders that hangs way, way off the motorcycle. Reminds me very much of Bodie Edie, putting his elbow down as well as his knee.
We see the replay, and Vieira worked really hard to recover that. Fortunately, he got it stopped in time and was able to avoid contact.
Elliot Vieira on the 33 bike. We see him there now working through the, what I refer to as the bus stop. Oh, man, look at how close that was. As Vieira had on the Snow City bike, having just about having his front wheel taken away from him.
So we got the two leaders here now. They seem to be opening up a little bit of a gap. That mix-up there shook up the field a little bit. Hornblower's moved into third. Now he's got a bit of work to do to chase him down.
Of interest is running an 8th spot is Bauer on the 211 bike, and he is one of the local riders here. Would anticipate perhaps a little moving up the step ladder for that young man. Meanwhile, Dion continues to put pressure big time on David MacKay.
We're working lap 2 now here of 16, and we see Dion is working really hard to stay with MacKay. His line's a little bit different going into the carousel. He has a little bit more of an inside line. And he looks pretty comfortable, actually.
Michael, I'm surprised at the lead that these two guys have established. When you look back, there's a long way back to third spot.
Yeah, they're just checking out a bit, and it looks like Hornblower is able to, at this point, he's maintaining the gap, but he has a lot of work to do. You know, I bet he's sitting there hoping that these two are going to start getting each other's wheels and slow themselves down a little bit to give him a chance to catch up.
Hornblower is one of those very likable young riders who has not had a great deal of luck throughout his career, Michael.
Yeah, he had a bit of a tough go just leading up to this event. The Tuesday before, he was doing some testing at Calabogie, and unfortunately had a pretty big crash. So he's here. Obviously, he's shaking off those cobwebs because he's
Dion is
right
all over MacKay now. I thought for sure he was going to mount a charge there, but he's holding back now as they head down into turn number 1. He has looked to the inside. Nothing to be had there. So MacKay continues to lead over Dion, then Will Hornblower, Leclerc in 4th, and Vieira in 5th. We'll be right back. Closed captioning of CSBK Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike Racing is presented by Pro 6 Cycle, Revs for Revs, Goderich Toyota, and AIM Insurance. Back in action once more as we watch MacKay leading Dion into the bus stop, as I like to refer to it. And we've lost sight of Jake Leclerc.
Yeah, it looks like Leclerc is down. Unfortunately, had a tip over in corner 3. Rider's up and okay. Bike is not damaged, and he's off to the side.
Well, that's a tough break indeed. But, you know, Michael, one of the neat things about this doubleheader format is there'll be another day that he can race here at Grand Bend.
Absolutely.
Now we're watching MacKay as he continues to command this race. Dion sitting back there patiently. He's not putting any pressure on him, though, Mike.
Well, we're 5 laps in, and I'm sure as soon as MacKay got out front at the beginning, you know, he had a blistering pace in qualifying. He set a lap record. He was about 4/10 faster than Dion. And his time would have been fast enough to put him on the second row of the Pro Superbike race. So I'm sure his intention was to try to put some fast laps in, drop Dion, but it's just not working. Dion looks very comfortable.
He's all over him now. I just mentioned that he didn't seem to be in too much pressure, but by jeepers, he is in a pressure cooker now as Dion looks to the inside. Again, MacKay closing the door on him.
He's looking, and if you watch the way Dion is leaning the motorcycle into the corner, it looks like he has a little bit of margin left. He doesn't seem to be as aggressive as he would need to be if he was right at the edge.
You reckon he's holding back somewhat? Hornblower a very distant 3rd, and we don't even see our 4th place runner, Elliot Vieira. Matt Simpson, another rookie on the 91 bike, running in 5th spot as we pick up on our race leaders again. I think Dion had a bit of a moment there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Frank. But at the same time, I think both of these riders, you know, they're probably holding some of their cards to their chest a little bit. They don't want to show everything. We're still only about a 1/3 of the way through the race. They want to save it for the end.
Oh, and they are really heating up. I don't know about you, Michael, but my palms are starting to sweat as I see Dion once again coming down. You know he's capable of passing there. He has made a number of great moves throughout this weekend in practice and in qualifying, of course.
That carousel corner here at Grand Bend is a very popular place to pass.
We have seen some very exciting passes over the years in that portion of the race course. Reflect back to the battle between Ben Young and Jordan Zoka as an example of that. But meanwhile, on the racetrack right here, and you can see in the background, Mike, we had a great crowd. The grandstand's pretty much packed, and a lot of those fans are cheering for the man that's running in 2nd spot right now, Dion. But I got sneaking suspicion Dion's got something up his sleeve.
He's also on pole for the Superbike race, so you know, he's got 4 races to do this weekend.
Busy weekend for that young man, but he knows the track well. He's a local kid.
We can see Hornblower back there kind of matching the pace. It's hard to tell if he's reeling them in, maybe reeling them in certain spots and then losing it back again. And then behind we have Vieira and Simpson, which would be great results for them, 4th and 5th, top 5.
Particularly Simpson, this is his first year. He is one of the rookies out there, so he will be trying his best to accumulate points towards the Brooklyn Cycle Racing Rookie of the Year award.
And here they're coming into this corner. This first corner is the hardest braking corner we have here at Grand Bend.
Just looking at our running order there, Mike, I'm looking at the 7th place rider, Bauer. I had expected more from him at this track.
Yeah, he's a local rider here, spent a lot of laps circulating here, and I'm sure, you know, he was hoping to do better as well, but he does have another race tomorrow, and this one isn't over yet.
Right on. MacKay completely in control at this time, but I keep waiting. I keep waiting for Dion to make a move here.
It looks like he's going to show him a wheel at various spots, and you'll see. I'm going to watch him again at the end.
Hornblower is closing, I'm pretty sure, Mike. I got sight of him very well that time. Dion using a lot of the racetrack here, as is Hornblower. Oh, no, we've got a red flag here. It's McRae.
Brad McRae.
Brad McRae, tough break.
It looks like it's in that last corner section, but he's up and okay, which is a good thing.
He is also a rookie pro. Should mention that, and he will be vying for the Pro Rookie of the Year award. Now that he is safely off the racetrack, I believe he is a relative of Jeff Williams.
Good friends of the family, of the William family.
Okay.
Oh, that was a tough one. He hit the pavement pretty hard. Hopefully his shoulders is okay. He's going to feel that tomorrow for sure.
Oh man, the bike pirouetting down the racetrack, and looks like he got really shook up on that one.
With the red flag, all the other riders are going to be very focused to get back to the pits as soon as they can, get the bikes on warmers, get the tires on warmers. We've just hit the halfway, so it'd be interesting to see if the CSBK officials are going to restart it or call it.
Well, there's a top 5. We do have information that we're going to restart right after this break. We'll be right back. Riders are now taking their positions and getting ready for the restart of this Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike National Championship race. Before that, let's check in with Hannah.
Thanks, Frank. Also looking for a victory today is Will Hornblower, number 47 on the Yamaha Financial Services. He is the CSBK 2019 Pro Sport Bike Champion, but he didn't compete in the past couple seasons due to injuries. As we're resuming the race now due to a red flag accident, Hornblower is currently in 3rd place, so he'll need to push very hard for the win.
Our field is now under starters' orders. We look to the Bickle Racing starting lights. All 5 lights are on now. Make that 6. They have gone off. The field is away and running once more, and it is MacKay right back to where he went, where we left off, rather, and Dion in the same position.
And Hornblower benefited the most from that restart because he had a bit of a gap before, but now he's back in the same spot. He got pretty much the same. He's got a redo.
I think Vieira perhaps benefited well from that as well, as he is presently running in 3rd spot, and if he can get behind the race leaders, he may get a bit of a tow. Yeah,
that would be a great result. Top 3, Vieira would. Whoa!
Oh, down goes MacKay.
MacKay is down.
Holy cow! Did he ever slide a long distance? Oh, jeepers! What a heartbreak for MacKay.
He was a little inside. Oh, we're going to get to see here in slow-mo. You can see him. He's a little bit off outside, a little bit offline, and you can actually see the front tire lift off the ground. He got out into the bumps. I think he was maybe going in a little bit hotter than normal, maybe a little off of his line, just trying to make sure he didn't allow Dion up the inside.
It looked like the suspension was bouncing around or something, Mike. You could even see it in the rear-facing camera. It was moving up and down.
It's a really tough break for MacKay after leading all the laps and setting pole.
But meanwhile, the gift has been given to Trevor Dion, and he now has the point and a pretty sizable lead. Look out! Hornblower's off the motorcycle. Oh, my God! Hornblower was off the side of the motorcycle and being dragged along as though a cowboy in bullfighting. You know that? Oh man, that's unbelievable.
That's a tough break for Will.
Holy, jumped up! I've never seen a crash like that.
That section of the racetrack, we've had some rain the last couple of days overnight, and there's some puddles that pool up at the exit, and that part of the track tends to get kind of dirty. So he may have just got a little bit offline, maybe a little too eager with the throttle, and high-sided himself, but didn't.
Honest to goodness, I've never seen anything like that. It's an unbelievable crash, but fortunately, he is up and all right. Let's have a look from the air. Oh, jeepers.
That could have been frightening if he hung on to it and, ghost rid the bike into the next corner.
I often wonder what's going on in the minds of the riders behind. Elliot Vieira had a full view of that entire thing, and I just wonder what's going through his mind when he sees that. There is Dion at speed.
He's got a commanding lead right now.
He is absolutely flying out there. There's Elliot Vieira holding on the second spot. And Matt Simpson, our rookie, has moved up into 3rd spot. Campbell, also another rookie, into 4th spot. So with some happenings there, and they are right in front of longtime veteran Honda rider Louis Rafa on the 76 machine.
The Campbell roofing team will be very happy to see Connor up in the top 4. This will be a great result.
Yeah, actually, I think Connor is actually a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. He debuted last year because I remember him having a bit of a get-off up at Calabogie. But right now, your race leader, and Vieira had a bit of a moment when he stood that motorcycle out coming up into the right-hander. And onto the back straightaway they go once more, using every bit of asphalt on exit of that final corner.
At this point, we got 4 laps to go, and the riders are all pretty spaced out, and it's just a race of attrition. I'm sure they're focused on just completing the race and not becoming one of the numbers of riders who have crashed so far.
Now, Leon is, we mentioned Hornblower having bad luck at times, and he certainly had bad luck on that crash, but very lucky to have not been injured. But Vieira, I was going to comment on, has not had a great deal of luck in his career either, and he's running a very solid second spot right now. Let's hopefully he brings it home that way.
I recall a stellar ride from him last year at the end of the year at Calabogie, where he was battling with Tremblay, and he had an engine failure.
That's right.
So he's had his share of bad luck over the years. So it's nice to see him getting a little bit of favorable luck here. Elliot Vieira, he's a former Guyanese champion and moved to Canada to study engineering and now work in engineering. And he's gotten a lot of support from Clive Nickageen, a former Canadian racer over the years. And I noticed yesterday, even John Cornwell was in his pits, lending him quite a bit of hand, quite a hand. They were looking at data, they were working on suspension, and it's nice to see one of our top tuners from Canada who doesn't necessarily need to come to one of our races to help the riders come and lend a hand.
Right on. So as Vieira is working his way towards the front, he's running in second spot right now. Simpson in third, Campbell fourth, Rafa in fifth, and we'll be right back. The Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike National Championships are brought to you by Joe Rocket, Traction Heavy Duty Parts, and BS Battery. We're back here at Grand Bend for round 1 of the 2022's Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike race. And Michael, this race has become stretched out, shall we say. It's not the race I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, not the exciting battle that we were expecting to see, especially after the first opening laps. I thought it would go down to the last lap with a dramatic last lap pass, but that just hasn't happened.
Well, the one thing it has done is we've lost Hornblower and we've lost MacKay. Both of those are anticipated and probably will be front runners through the rest of this year, but they're going to leave this town today with a 0 goose egg, buddy.
The results from this race may be very meaningful at the end of the season. You know, we have Hornblower and MacKay who are hoping to be challenging throughout the season to win the championship, and now they're leaving here with 0. You know, exciting to see Simpson.
Yeah, Simpson is making up some distance here, Mike. From the last lap around, he has gained at least 3 bike lengths on Vieira. So this could get very interesting towards the end of this race. They've got a very short period of time to get it done. But
maybe we will get the battle we were just talking about.
That would suit me just fine. As our race leader Dion is way in front, and if there is a race within this race, it is those 2 guys we're watching right now from the sky. We're watching Vieira running in second spot, and we're watching Simpson on the 91 in third spot. Both bikes are entirely white.
I'm assuming when Simpson lined up on the starting grid, I think he was on the 3rd row, he didn't expect that he was going to be in a podium contention position. Probably very excited. And sometimes these last few laps when you're riding alone are more difficult than being in a battle. You know, you got to keep your focus and just get that race finished safely.
Yeah. Should mention Simpson also is probably getting some help from John Sherrard. He's working with him up at Accelerated Technologies. So he's definitely not doing it all on his own, let's put it that way.
That's true. And nice to see Louis Rafa in a top 5 position as well. Yeah. Remember him taking the win a couple years ago at St. Eustache.
And now Trevor Dion is on the final go-round. One more lap for the number 20 rider on the Kawasaki to try to take home this national championship win as he's working the infield course of the course right now, the place that I like to call the bus stop, right in front of all the fans, and he's got a ton of them there today, Mikey.
Dion can complete this lap. It'd be one hell of a way to start the season for him. He's going to leave here with a race win, having set the pole in Superbike and leading the championship in Pro Sport Bike.
Well, I realize we've got less than half a lap to go, but having seen all the mishaps that we've seen already in this race, I'm sort of keeping my fingers crossed that everybody that is running in position brings it home in position.
I'm sure his family are watching from the sideline holding their breath.
On board now with Trevor Dion on that LDS Consulting Kawasaki ZX6R. Down into the carousel, the long right-hander. This corner goes on forever.
It does. It's a very long right-hander, and then hard on the throttle, and then through the last left-hand kink here.
And Trevor Dion, first to see the checkered, he has scored his first national championship win. And you can you can bet he's happy with that, Michael. You know what that feeling's like.
That's a big moment for him. You'll never forget that first pro win, especially in front of your home crowd, your friends, family, all coming out to cheer you on.
And that's where he was, just
there's no better feeling.
That right in front of the grandstand. So yeah, a huge feeling and a big points grab, Mike. This is very, very important race win for Dion, assuming he has national championship aspirations.
Also, the feeling on that cool down lap is also one of relief, because in order to operate at this level, you have to come into the race believing you can do it, and when you actually do it, you're happy and relieved that you were right.
And Vieira keeping speed up, and I think while he's doing that, I think he wants to
congratulate him.
Yeah, class act.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great result for Vieira as well.
Vieira is such a great kid. You know, he had those troubles at Calabogie last year, and as soon as he got his helmet off, he broke into a smile.
Yeah, I'm hoping for him that this is the start of his luck turning around.
Yes, he may have championship aspirations himself, and if he does, this could be his year. This could be the start that he needed.
Right now, he's sitting second in the points. It's not a bad way to start.
An excellent way to start, and hats off. Kudos to Matt Simpson as well for bringing that 91 bike home in third spot.
These four had some hard luck today. They all crashed, and they got some catching up to do in the points throughout the rest of the season. And in our top five, we have Louis Rafa, who benefited greatly from the red flag. He had run off and was able to rejoin. And we've got Connor Campbell, Simpson, Vieira, and Dion is our winner.
We are here with Trevor Dion. Caught him just after he got his helmet on, got the Liqui Moly hat on. Trevor, what a runaway win for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. It was definitely something that we're excited about. You know, it's our first national win here in the pro class, and it's definitely something to be excited about for sure. The LDS Consultants Kawasaki was running really good today, and I felt like we had the pace to push for the front. I didn't get the start I wanted in the restart. Obviously, I was trying to go for the whole shot and get out front and run as fast as I can and try to get away from those guys, and obviously that wasn't the way it went. But following behind David, I'd seen he'd tightened up his line quite a bit going into the first lap into the carousel, and I seen him hit the bump, and he just got a little loose and lost the front end, and I knew after that, leading the race, I knew I had to put my head down and push the pace.
There you have your podium from the first race of 2022 in the Liqui Moly Pro Sport Bike Championship. And there is Trevor Dion celebrating his first national championship win. On behalf of the entire CSBK crew, thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next time.